Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sehat. Welcome to the ASEAN Startup Challenge 2021. This event is brought to you by ASEAN Business Advisory Council, or ASEAN-BAC Indonesia, and supported by the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, or KADIN Indonesia, PwC Indonesia as the knowledge partner, and in collaboration with Annual Investment Meeting, or AIM, from Dubai. This event is aimed to support SE's digital economy startups in riding the wave to capitalize the high potential growth in this sector. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to have your presence here inside the ballroom and through digital platforms, and to introduce honorable guests and judges among us, our Minister of Trade of Republic of Indonesia, His Excellency Bapak Muhammad Lutfi, Deputy Secretary General for ASEAN Economic Community, ASEAN Secretariat, His Excellency Satvinder Singh, Director General for ASEAN Cooperation, Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia, yang kami hormati Bapak Sidarto R. Suryodipuro, Chairman of KADIN Indonesia, Bapak Arsyad Rashid, Chairman of ASEAN-BAC Indonesia, yang kami hormati Bapak Bernardino M. Vega, Chair of ASEAN-BAC 2021, yang berbahagia Ibu Siti Rozaime Rianti. Also the judges, Niko Wijaya, James Tan, Wesley Harjono, Devina Sebastian Tagelang, Lukito Hermawan, Hengki Prihatna, Maxim Blaine, Marcel Irawan, Patrick Yu, Marcin Lapan, and also Raju Munusami. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, to begin today's program, we are pleased to have Chairman of ASEAN-BAC Indonesia. Please welcome Bapak Dino Vega.
Your Excellency Bapak Sidarto R. Suryodipuro, Director General for ASEAN, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Republic of Indonesia, Your Excellency Satvinder Singh, Deputy Secretary General for ASEAN, for the ASEAN Economic Community, my friend and the chairperson of the ASEAN-BAC 2021, yang berbahagia, Ibu Siti Rozaime Rianti, good morning. Distinguished guests, honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the ASEAN-BAC Indonesia, let me just welcome you today to the ASEAN Startup Challenge 2021. This is the final day pitch. It has been a great honor and pleasure for us to host today's occasion in an effort to support and advance the startups in the region, in the ASEAN region. And we have been joined here and started by 121 participants. We were able to garner from all 10 ASEAN countries. And allow me at this opportunity to thank the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Republic of Indonesia, Pak Arto, Pak, terima kasih for your effort and your support for this event, the galvanization and the support from all our embassies throughout the ASEAN countries. Also like to thank the Ministry of Trade for their support in motivating us to host this event. And thank you again to Pak Menteri, Pak Lutfi. I would also like to congratulate also the 15 startups that we've selected here. It's a process from the 121. and the overwhelming amount of interest that we've received for this event. And I think this is an evidence of an incredibly large pool of applicants and a clear indication that ASEAN is a region that is passionate about innovation and technology. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, ASEAN is now it's a youthful and dynamic region, and over 50% of its population is below the age of 35, and the annual economic growth rates, it's trending around 5% throughout the region post-pandemic, and making ASEAN an ideal region for what we call the fourth industrial revolution. So in this regard, digital transformation is the underpinning of Industry 4.0, and is recognized as a important driver for inclusive growth and a driver for collaboration, and it plays a significant role in achieving sustainable development, enhancing productivity through existing industries, and fostering new markets and new business around the region. So the industry startup region is also heavily affected by COVID-19, unfortunately, and the pandemic, with the various challenges for job losses, business disruptions, cost efficiency, and business closures, we have experienced over the last 2 years. So, but fortunately for startup industries, it's among the ones that have been able to power through the relevant business models with their agility and the ability to innovate and to adapt faster in this environment that is full of uncertainty, of course. I believe startup enterprises will play an instrumental role now as well as in the future. And I also believe that startups can help recover our economy through innovation, and they can bring a solution to the global challenges and continue to improve the lives of millions of people in the ASEAN region. So in addition to this, startups can also help in enabling the digital transformation of our micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs, and our traditional brick and mortar business, especially the SMEs that need to be digitalized. So moving into a digital economy, many of these business processes require digitalization to make it more efficient and more agile. So in the context to share this vision, the ASEAN-BAC Indonesia is pleased to initiate this ASEAN Startup Challenge 2021. And it's held in conjunction with the ASEAN Venture Capital Business Forum, and an annual event that is aimed to provide a sustainable platform for aspiring startups and making the ASEAN as a region that is supportive and concerning about the growth of entrepreneurships, as well as developing an ecosystem, young talents, and startups in the region. So I think this is an event that we can continue, given that next year Indonesia will host the G20. So I'm hoping that we can also take advantage of this, of the Indonesia hosting the G20, and continue on the ASEAN Startup Challenge program in the years to come. So, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests, innovation has no national boundaries, and we know that. And in the fourth industrial revolution, boundaries are meaningless. So startups are the way to energize the future economy in ASEAN, and this can be achieved through our cooperation and collaboration together. And on this occasion, I look forward to ASEAN startups working together with a single ecosystem and leading efforts for what we call prosperity for all, and over the years to come. We hope that this initiative will also will gather enthusiasm. The business models that we will be engaging in would generate more jobs, employment for the people, and would enable them to attain a better and more better quality of lives for themselves and in this region. And I hope today's event is a beginning to achieve initiative to support startups across the region, and as we can build a modern, dynamic, technology-enabled entrepreneurs and become economic leaders in the post-COVID era. And again, congratulations for the 15 selected companies, and hope for the best. Thank you very much, and good luck for you.
Thank you very much, Pak Dino. Now, we're going to give the floor to Bapak Arsyad Rashid, Chairman of Kadin Indonesia.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. His Excellency, Minister of Trade of Indonesia, Mr. Muhammad Lutfi, His Excellency, Chairman of ASEAN Business Advisory Council Indonesia, Mr. Bernardino M. Vega, who is also our Vice Chair of the Indonesian of Commerce and Industry, His Excellency, Deputy Secretary General ASEAN on Economic Community, Mr. Satvinder Singh, ASEAN Secretariat, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to join you at the opening of ASEAN Startup Challenge, the final pitch day 2021. The pandemic has brought down almost every major industry in the world. Yet, the startup ecosystem has managed to thrive amid the challenging moment. As the largest economy in Southeast Asia, Indonesia's digital economy holds tremendous potentials. In fact, the digital economy is the fastest growing industry in the country. However, Indonesia still has various challenges to overcome before it can actually unlock even more opportunities. First, there are not enough tech professionals in the country. The World Bank estimates that there will be a shortage of 9 million skilled and semi-skilled tech workers in Indonesia by 2030. Second, most micro, small, and mid-sized enterprises, or MSMEs, especially those outside metro areas, have not yet adopted digital tools to grow their businesses, despite their prevalence and significance in the country's economy. Despite all those challenges, Kadin, together with the government and industry associations, such as ASEAN Business Advisory Councils, or BAC, are fully in support of building a healthy and competitive startups ecosystem to champion enterprise development and nurture startups. In these challenging times, our role becomes even more critical to engage enterprises and startups to co-innovate together so that we extend the frontiers of innovation to power Indonesia's future economy. Events such as ASEAN Startup Challenge, Pitch Day event today, is a key platform that engages new startups to showcase solutions and encourage opportunities for cross-sector innovation and collaboration. 120 participants from 10 ASEAN member countries will be selected to become 15 selected and qualified startups in today's events. I am pleased to see the enthusiasm and passion of our startups in ASEAN Startup Challenge, culminating in today's pitch day, where they got to showcase their innovative ideas. I encourage all startups to build your ambitions and ideas, delivering remarkable impacts on Indonesia's economy, with Kadin and government support in your innovation journey and growth story. I would like to conclude by wishing the startups well, both in the partnership with your challenge sponsors and in your ventures. Lastly, I would like to extend my congratulations to the winners of the ASEAN Startup Challenge ahead of the announcement of results. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay healthy. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah, thank you very much, Pak Arsyad, the chairman of Kadin Indonesia. Now we're going to have the speech by Chair of ASEAN-BAC 2021. I would like to invite yang berbahagia Ibu Siti Rozai Merianti. Please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning and salam sejahtera. The Minister of Trade of the Republic of Indonesia, His Excellency Mr. Muhammad Lufti, Chair of the ASEAN-BAC Indonesia, Mr. Bernardino M. Vega, Chairman of Kadin Indonesia, Mr. Arshad Rashid, Deputy Secretary of ASEAN Economic Community, His Excellency Sadvinder Singh, Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Mr. Mahendra Siragar, government officials, my fellow ASEAN-BAC family, our aspiring agents of innovations, and business leaders in ASEAN and beyond, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the final pitch day event of ASEAN Startup Challenge 2021. And I hope everyone is doing well and staying safe. Now, before I begin, I would like to say thank you to Pak Dino for the kind invitation to deliver a remark this morning. And it is definitely an honor to be part of such an inspiring event to see innovative businesses pushing beyond their way in creating solid yet fluid ideas that withstand any future disruptions. Now, COVID-19 has accelerated businesses to shift towards digitalization, including in which startups, scale-ups, and unicorns ride the wave to capitalize on the potential of the digital economy, especially in the Southeast Asia. Now, according to the E-Economy 2021 report, a continued surge in e-commerce is driving most of the 2021 market growth of about 62% in the e-commerce gross merchandise value since last year, and this will continue until 2025. I am pleased and proud to see the enthusiasm and passion of our Southeast Asian businesses joining the bandwagon to explore innovative technological concepts and solutions to improve how we do things in our daily life. Now, this rise of the startups in the Southeast Asia can be observed where we will have our companies competing on the global market, and this presents huge prospects for growth. This is just the beginning for us. More unicorns and decacorns are coming out of the region, and I am sure the numbers will increase over the next few years. With resilient and growth mindset, these companies are evolving rapidly through constant innovation and building new products and services. Yet, we still have untapped business opportunities that our startups need to penetrate. Now, as the agents of innovation, our startups need to leverage on the digital opportunities with more innovative solutions. And I'm pleased to know we will be hearing pitches from selected sectors such as logistics, edtech, health tech, agri-tech, green tech, AI tech, which are booming in the region and globally, driven by the rapid digital transformation spurred by the COVID-19. So now the question is, how can we support our startups? Or how can ASEAN provide a sustainable platform for these aspiring startups in the region? As much as a great idea and a strong will to succeed is needed, our startups also need financial support from investors and corporate venture arms from multinational conglomerates. And funding increases the visibility and attracts the attention of the market on their cutting-edge product development, which will help them to grow and scale up. And another way to support our startups is through mentorship. I'm a passionate believer in mentorship, as it can help businesses to grow resilient and future ready through a wealth of knowledge transfer on sharing best practices between the young and the leaders of businesses. If we want them to learn fast, we need to mentor them. We teach them our experiences, and it is the youth that have the innovation and creativity on top of that, which we see today. Many young entrepreneurs build their businesses quicker as they push beyond the barriers. Now, our startups need to reimagine their businesses, their business models in the new norm to thrive and keep up the rapid changes. And this also calls, among others, for a collaborative and integrated cross-sectoral approach with all stakeholders, as well as an effective mechanism to monitor its implementation towards the post-pandemic recovery. It is during these challenging times we see the significant importance towards collaboration, particularly between startups and big companies, which, after all, it is to succeed together and benefit the society. Now, to end, I would like to give a few words of encouragement to the startups who will be pitching their ideas today. First is to be bolder. To be a startup is definitely not a piece of cake. It requires a significant amount of time, dedication, and not to forget, resilience and perseverance. Now, be willing to risk it all to face the increasingly competitive ASEAN market. And remember, failure does not mean you should quit. Take it as a learning curve, analyze what did and did not work, and try again. Find multiple sources of learning. There is always something new to learn every day. And above all, you do have a superpower to discover a unique impact to deliver. Embrace and leverage on these available new technologies as part of your innovation. So let us rope the strength of each ASEAN state member and collaborate together to achieve greater things only if you do it sama-sama. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ibu Siti. So inspiring. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are now having the speech of the special remarks by ASEAN Secretariat. We would like to call His Excellency Satvinder Singh. Please, Pak.
Your Excellency, Minister Lufti, the Minister for Trade of the Republic of Indonesia, also Your Excellency Pak Suryo Dipuro, I understand you are there this morning. Yang Berhormat Yanti, the Chair of the ASEAN Business Advisory Council, Bapak Rashid, whom we just heard from the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce, and Bapak Dino Bega, the Chairman of the ASEAN Business Advisory Council of Indonesia. Everyone, ladies and gentlemen, my dear participants, a very good morning to all of you. Extremely pleased to join all of you here this morning for the final pitch day of the ASEAN Startup Challenge. Again, a big congratulations to the ASEAN-BAC Indonesia for convening this very important, very fun event. More importantly, also like to congratulate all the startups who have successfully entered this final pitch day. We are actually very proud for each and every one of you. The past 2 years, as you all know, has been very challenging for all of us with the COVID-19 pandemic disrupting not only our economy, but also our lives. And we've seen the ASEAN economy as a whole contracting by a negative 3.3% for the first time in 22 years in 2020. But nevertheless, I'm actually pleased to see that even amidst such a dramatic disruption, the startup ecosystem in ASEAN, meanwhile, have displayed a very commendable resilience. In fact, Credit Suisse reports, and it's documented that in 2021 alone, we saw 19 startups in ASEAN successfully become unicorn startups with valuations well above USD 1 billion. Clearly shows you that the ASEAN startup ecosystem is thriving despite the challenges. Startups, as you all know, are a very important part of our economy and recovery today. Startup is a catalyst for innovation. They also are enhancing the efficiency for creating new ways of doing things. But more importantly, startups have also expanded entrepreneurship and also employment opportunities for our people. The sector today is actually one of the largest generators of very well-paying new jobs, especially for the talented young. ASEAN, as you all know, has been mentioned by my previous speakers, is home for many startups now, significant startups. Indonesia alone, I'm told, has close to about 2,229 startups, making it the 5th largest pool in the world. And we also have seen some of the other ASEAN member states like Singapore becoming one of the top 10 most prolific innovation hubs globally. I believe that startups in our region will continue to grow both in terms of volume and value, particularly taking into account the huge market potential in ASEAN with our 650 million people, and more importantly, with over 400 million active internet users and a growing number of middle-income families who we all know during the current epidemic COVID climate have even gotten more used to consuming a whole range of products and services online, be it education, healthcare, or even wellness or consumerism. Now, there is a very huge pent-up demand today, and there's lots of space today in our region for innovators and entrepreneurs like all of you to take advantage of this growth. Nevertheless, I believe that we all can agree that our market is also changing along with the pandemic and all that digital transformation. In fact, there's an economic report by Google, Temasek, and Bain Company that recorded that 60 million new users are coming on board despite the onset of the pandemic. In fact, many of the new digital consumers, this base is expanding, and I believe that even the way their expectations, their frequency of usage, their needs are going to be quite unique and different. So I don't think it's the same marketplace that that you guys are addressing 2 years ago. I think the demands have changed, expectations have changed. I think this is where the whole ecosystem has transformed, and there are going to be a lot more opportunities. I truly hope that the startups in ASEAN can tap that and take advantage of these opportunities. And let me assure you that from the ASEAN Secretariat side, along with the government bodies and all the relevant stakeholders in the 10 ASEAN member countries, we are giving extremely full support to the development of the ecosystem for startups. In fact, it potentially is going to become one of our priorities, economic priorities under the chairmanship of Cambodia come 2022. The ASEAN leaders actually at the recent ASEAN Leaders Summit last month, they also adopted the consolidated strategy for the 4th industrial revolution for ASEAN. Now, this is a strategy in order to help guide the entire region in our own progression towards digital transformation. The leaders also adopted the Bandar Sri Begawan Roadmap. In short, we call it the BSBR. It's basically an ASEAN digital transformation map to accelerate our region's economic recovery and digital integration. And it clearly charts out priorities that we need to achieve in the next couple of years before 2025. And therefore, I think it's an important, it's kind of an important commitment from all governments that now they mean business and they are moving ahead in executing all the key initiatives that are needed to integrate our entire region even stronger. I think more importantly, during this document itself, the BSBR, it also, for the first time, records a commitment by all the ASEAN member states to start the commencement of negotiation of our own ASEAN Digital Economy Framework Agreement, a DIFA, before 2025. Actually, we suspect that this negotiation potentially, if all is well, I think this may even begin way before 2025, because as you can see, each and every member state today is highly committed in wanting to do well in this space. We all are working to enhance our cybersecurity. Meanwhile, we are also working towards eliminating all the barriers to trade and of course, increasing financial connectivity, which is also quite important in terms of supporting the entire startup ecosystem. But more importantly, I think there's also a need to look into liberalization of the mutual recognition of movement of people and talent across borders in order to improve the business and digital economy environment in ASEAN. Personally, I believe I would love to see the region to be even more competitive in terms of being able to attract more talent from the region and from all over the world. As you can see that the largest innovation hubs in the world do not happen in isolation. Okay, they only happen when global talent comes together, ideas, capital come together in a place. And I think this is where we need to look deeper into how do we accommodate that. Similarly, all ASEAN member states also, I believe, need to double up our resourcing and our capacity building and help the exposure to help us skill and reskill our people in the region to be able to benefit from this boom and also contribute to the growth of the startup sectors. I think this human capital management investments, if we manage them well, they definitely are going to bring us huge returns to the economy. We are also aware that this investment in human capital, it can't be just the role of the governments. I think this is where the support and the contribution coming from the private sector is going to be quite key in our ability to really transcend and be more competitive. We also definitely, as we also need to look into funding support from the financial and non-financial sectors. And this is, I think, been highlighted by Yang Berhormat Yanti's speech, where she highlighted for the need for mentoring and cross-sectoral sharing, support and collaboration, including the financial support that's needed to help the sector flourish. Because we have kind of started slightly later than other parts of the developed world, I think this is where there's a stronger need for us to move in a faster, bolder way, and also to work and collaborate much harder. This ASEAN Startup Challenge, which has been organized by ASEAN-BAC Indonesia with the support of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Trade of the Republic of Indonesia, together with the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, is definitely, once again, a very commendable example of public-private sector collaboration to incubate our startups and also to link the startups with the investors, deal sourcing organizations, and of course, the fellow business communities. I truly hope this event will be continued, and the Secretariat definitely stands ready to lend our support whenever it's needed. In closing, once again, congratulations to the ASEAN-BAC Indonesia for the event and all of you startup participants and contestants for doing the pitch today. I just hope as you are pitching, please also enjoy the whole process and celebrate all ideas that you hear today. Once again, thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Excellency, for the insightful speech. We'd like now to call His Excellency Bapak Muhammad Lutfi, the Minister of Trade of the Republic of Indonesia, to deliver his keynote speech.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace be upon you. Good morning. First of all, I would like to extend my highest appreciations for my good friend, Pak Dino Vega, Chairman of ASEAN Business Advisory Council, Indonesia, other fellow chairs and steering committee for hosting this great event of ASEAN Startup Challenge 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, ASEAN region has become one of the fastest growing digital economy in the world, driven by a rising middle class and a growing talent pool, attracting bigger and better investment from around the world. This year, in 2021, 19 more startups in ASEAN region saw an increase in valuations to above $1 billion and marked their status as unicorn. Together, we have been able to transform the COVID-19 pandemic adversity into an opportunity. The 6 ASEAN economies, Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam, have accelerated our transitions into digital economy and onboarded more than 70 million new digital consumers. This has an incredible positive impact: access to information, financial inclusions, poverty reductions, and most importantly, in accelerating economic growth through innovations. We must not lose this momentum. Ultimately, the ASEAN region stands a chance to be the digital economy powerhouse. Our talents, our entrepreneurs that we see here today are the future. Born from the unique challenges of our region, their ideas, their innovations, and their grit will pave the way to a more inclusive economy for the region and the world. Congratulations to all finalists, and may the best startup wins. I thank you, and again, my congratulations.
Thank you very much, Pak Menteri. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our opening session. Let's give applause for all the speakers. Thank you. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, now we have arrived to the pitching session. For that, I would like to invite the judges coordinator to come forward on stage to explain more about the judging method or process. Please welcome Mr. Marcel Irawan. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Bapak dan Ibu, we would like to invite you to enjoy coffee break. And we're gonna continue our session at 10 a.m. Thank you. Bapak, Ibu, dan teman-teman kami undang untuk menikmati coffee break yang tersedia di foyer. Terima kasih.
Winvolution is a global leading fintech group that addresses to serving the public with technological innovation, promoting the financial service evolution by utilizing big data and artificial intelligence, because we believe in technology for better finance.
Yeah, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the coffee break. Now we're gonna move to the pitching session. For that, I would like to invite the judges coordinator to come forward on stage to explain more about the judging method or process. Please welcome Mr. Marcel Irawan.
Selamat pagi, good morning, distinguished judges and fellow startup participants. My name is Marcel. I come from PwC. I'm a director representing our PwC Next Level. It is a platform to collaborate between startups, VC, and corporations. And look forward to see you in the future and wish you, the startups, good luck for today. Just like to summarize what would be the mechanics in terms of judging. So the judging for you as the top 15 startups will be assessed by 4 criteria, right? The first and the major one will be the impact. The impact is actually the solution and problem statements, and how are you going to scale that accordingly. The last 3 aspects is going to be ease to implement, team strength, and other differentiators. So we have 4 sessions, and we're going to have the first session of judges soon after. And each of the session will be judged by 3 independent judges. So each of the judges will create assessment on the respective Google form. So to my fellow judges, please connect to the respective Google form. The link is already provided at your calendar invitation. I think that's all. That's the key. We will have a moderation around 4:30 p.m. today, and hopefully, may the best win. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kakak Marcel. Okay, dear all participants, dear startups, for the first round of judging, we're gonna have the first batch startups, and the judges will be Mrs. Anesta Pramana, replacing Mr. Niko Wijaya, and also Mr. Wesley Harjono. Are you guys ready? Now the first turn is gonna be Agif Present. You have 10 minutes, Agif Present. Please come forward. Yeah. You have 10 minutes for presentation and 5 minutes for Q&A. Yeah,
Okay,
please.
Okay, thank you. Hi, I'm Imam from AGEF, and we are so excited to accelerate our sustainable future. Indonesia is a home of renewable resources by more than 32,000 megawatt, or 43 million US dollar per day. But unfortunately, Indonesia only utilizing 5.71% only. According to Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, one of the biggest problem in Indonesia is Indonesia doesn't have a digital solution about waste source mapping and supply chain management integrated with waste resources management. From the problem, we come with a solution called Track, Utilize, and Evolve. Track is a software that focuses on tracking and calculating the waste movement, waste calculation, and waste quality in real time. Using integration with IoT, you can track and monitor your waste in time. The second one is Utilize. Utilize is a system that focusing on calculate the waste potential utilization, which analyzing the waste type, the market needs, and also the technological needs. So we align in the market needs and the waste calculation, and we created the benefit from environmental, also the business aspect. And the last is sustainable improvement system for analyzing the environmental condition for the users, and users can have the decision support system to create sustainability report or another activities to create environmental and business advantages also. AGEF as waste aggregator will create sustainability business ecosystem. We connecting the waste source to the waste users, and we also facilitated the waste utilization parties to sell their valuable product from waste to the users. Our journey started by connecting the waste source to the waste users. We collecting information about the waste location, the utilization type, and also the market needs. The information will be created the waste directory and biomass directory, and we aggregate the data, and we create the supply chain analysis. We're not talking about the renewable energy only. All of kind activities from waste utilization and renewable resources also included. In the future, from all the information will be created the waste source mapping and also renewable resources mapping. And in the future, we doing a renewable resources analyzing to help the research and development in sustainability in the future. AGEF have three main advantages. The first one is focus on operation. Since AGEF is focusing on market needs, the user can focus on their main business only. AGEF will search the source and deliver to the users and help the users sell their product into AGEF platform. The next one is renewable energy and renewable resources supply chain. Since of supply and demand will be integrated in AGEF, AGEF will connecting all of the dots. And the end, AGEF will secure the market, since the supply and demand activities will be operate in AGEF platform. Indonesia have the biggest opportunity in waste management and sustainability industries. With 200 million tons waste per year, AGEF is optimistic to managing 2 million tons waste per year. Why we are so enthusiastic to managing your waste? Because Indonesian government already create a regulation about renewable energy development projection, at least until 2050. This means the demand in Indonesia is already secure, at least until 2050. This is only about renewable energy only in Indonesia. We're still not talking about another opportunities in global market. And what about the supply? Indonesia is predicted to have increase in economic and increase of population. Increase of economy, which means increase of production, increase of consumption, and also increase of waste production. Aligning with the total population, we can say the more prosperous the population, the more waste will be produced. More abroad, AGEF with the ecosystem already create several dots in waste source, waste utilization, and the waste users. With aligning our futures, our goals, this is the right time to start it, to connecting all of the dots. And because the clear supply, the clear demand, and also the global commitment about sustainability, we can say this is the right time to connecting all of our dots for sustainability through AGEF. AGEF developing waste as a service model, which focusing on created value from the waste. We're using service fee, and we will charge by two types product, the waste base for 215 rupiah per kilogram, and then the product base by charging 10% of the sales. Our footprint for started our future already expand in 9 provinces with 22 business users, and we already analyzing the 10% of Indonesia's total power generation plant by 6.5 gigawatt impact. And we already collaborate with previous company in Indonesia, and we're looking forward for upcoming project by another companies and another government parties. And this is one of our case study with PT Angkasa Pura I Persero. PT Angkasa Pura I Persero wants us to managing and integrated their waste management activities for 15 airports in Indonesia. And then from the local activities will be integrated to the main data center, and then Angkasa Pura I holding doesn't need to go to each airport to knowing what kind of the waste management and helping their sustainability report in real time. And to accelerate our solution, we seek an investment for $350,000, and we're targeting to market acquisition, the software development, and business expansion. And from that, we will aiming 10 times waste coverage growth annually and 8 times waste converted growth annually. And this is our team with experience more than 4 years in environmental and technological industries. And we are a hungry team, hungry to implement our solution and hungry to collaborate with you. And let's collaborate with us because we are not dreaming about sustainable future, but we are working on it. Thank you.
Yeah, any question from judges?
Hello. Thank you for your presentation. I think the first question that comes to my mind is waste management has been a century-old problem. How is it you are unique compared to the other solution in the market? What's your value proposition, and what are you solving here?
Okay, thank you, judges. Our differentiation with another competitor is we focusing on the market needs. Yeah, since the renewable energy or renewable resources concern in Indonesia, So we looking that a big company needs to change their coal to the bioenergy. So the company already have the technology to change the waste into the biomass or bioenergy product. But the problem is they doesn't have the time, or they doesn't have a focus to searching the waste. Maybe they have a plant in the Java, but the resources in the Sumatra or the Kalimantan. So we want to connecting the source from the Sumatra and Kalimantan to the Java. Another perspective is from the waste source, like the palm oil waste. A palm oil company said that they already have so many waste, and they don't know how to how to use the waste. So with those problem, the one side is we have a problem. We have the waste, but we don't know how to manage it. Another aspect is we need the waste, but we don't know how to find it. So we want to connect the source and the waste with the waste aggregator activities in AGEF.
So that means you are doing the collection and the management, but the end use is not up to you.
We don't collect it directly. We connecting the both parties.
Right, but the end use of that waste is not up to you.
No, we're not focusing on how they managing the waste, because if we're focusing on one waste, yeah, there is only a limited what we can do.
Okay, according to your calculation, you showed the total available market and serviceable market. How much of that? I mean, you are consolidating and collecting somebody is collecting the waste, but you're managing it. But this waste is a waste, right? So this has to be converted into energy, into biomass or whatever that, according to you, how many % of this is realistically the waste can be used from the serviceable market?
Okay, actually this kind of business is maybe not seen directly right now, yeah, because the bioenergy industries and also bioenergy needs in Indonesia is maybe in 2 or 3 years after that. But currently, the private company which already have a focusing about sustainability, and also maybe the multinational company which work in Indonesia, they already have a concern about that. Yeah, maybe we just have a upcoming project, maybe 1 or 2 company, but in one company they need about 100 tons per month and maybe 1 tons per hour for their waste. So we think that it's a big opportunity from that. And also, if we talk about the total available market or anything else, there are many waste that doesn't have a price right now. Like maybe rice can, one of company needs to use that for their boiler, but in the villager or maybe in the field, the waste doesn't have the price. So we still have difficulties to determine the opportunities in prices. So with the AGEF solution, we want to collecting the waste from anywhere and any kind of the waste, and we can secure the market. And in the future, we can control the price using the AGEF price like that.
Okay, probably the other judges who are doing it online.
Yeah, any other question from judges, please?
Hi, so thank you for your time today. Just want to ask, how are you going to be more commercially sustainable than other solutions in the market right now?
Okay, thank you for the question. We have 2 strategies to do the commercial it. The first one is we come directly to the business parties which need the waste, and they have the waste with the industrial scale. Like maybe a company with using the boiler, or the company which using have the palm oil waste, or maybe woods industries or anything else. So we connecting them they have the waste, and we can utilize the waste into the another parties that need the waste. And another waste is to the B2C customer. So maybe like another opportunities is about the plastic. Yeah, the biggest opportunity and the biggest user which have the plastic is the end users. So we want to connecting the end users to maybe collecting the municipal waste, or maybe the food waste, or maybe the plastic, to fulfill the industrial needs like plastic fabrication to creating the valuable product from the plastic. So we have two models going to B2B to the users, and then from the users, they tell about their needs, and we connecting to the waste user, also the B2B, and also the B2C for the maybe the waste that have by the users.
Yeah, any more questions?
Yeah, thank you. So right now, do you have a specific, some specific ways that you are focused in?
Okay, for maybe right now we already have 3 specific waste. The first one is palm oil waste, the second one is wood waste, and the third one is the plastic waste. The first 2 is for the industrial, and we need to connect in the another industrial with have the waste like palm oil waste, or maybe the furniture waste, or maybe the wood forest. And then from the plastic, we targeting to get the plastic waste from the end users for the customers, or maybe the residential, hotel, or maybe another source from the plastic.
My last question would be, what do you think is the key factor to scaling your business?
Okay. Sorry, can you repeat again? This is not clear.
What do you think would be the key factor to scaling this waste management business?
Okay. I guess thinks that the key point of the scaling this industry is about the market needs, because we see another startup or another industries, they're focusing on the waste management, they're only focusing on collecting their waste only. Yeah, maybe some of the startup is want to collecting to the one home to another home, but we know that government already have the government parties to collecting the waste. And then another aspect is they can collecting the waste from one home to another home, but they don't know how to managing, how to utilize the waste into another available product. Yeah, we also get maybe a request or maybe collaboration opportunities for another startup that already have so many waste, but they don't know how to utilize it. So we think that the main key for the scale to scale these industries is about who is the market needs. Yeah. How to scale the market needs, how to increase the knowledge, or to increase the awareness for the company to let's use the bioenergy, supported by the government regulation about co-firing, about another aspect, maybe for international, like sustainability report or anything else. Thank you.
No more question from judges. Ibu Anestia Pramana and also Bapak Wesley Harjono. No more questions for Agef.
No more questions, thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, judges. Thank you very much, Agef.
Thank you.
Good luck. Yeah, now we're gonna move to the next startups. Alga Aquatech, please come on stage. Yeah, you have same duration, 10 minutes presentation and 5 minutes for Q&A, please.
Thank you. Good morning. Very glad to be here. My name is Emiranza, founder of Alga Aquatech. And alga is an indoor swim farming aimed to helping aquaculture to become more sustainable. So let's start with, what do you think when you heard about aquaculture? Food, water, or maybe some of you never heard of it. And here's some fact why we should care about aquaculture. So aquaculture is the fastest growing food production form on earth. And shrimp, by far, is the single most consumed seafood in the world. And I'm very proud that our country, Indonesia, is one of the largest producers in the 40 billion global market. But with the growing global population and increase in customer demand, our current supply simply cannot fill up the gap. So I read an article from Food Agricultural Organization, and they say there are 2 million tons gap between supply and demand, worth of tens billions dollars. And this is huge, especially for a country like us, Indonesia. If you Google the news about shrimp farming in Indonesia, you will find that our government aimed to increase the production to be worth $6 billion in 2024, increasing 250%. A huge target, but the question is, how are we going to achieve it? So when I first became a farmer 2 years ago, I thought this is very simple because the demand is there, the market is there, and we just need to expand the production. But unfortunately, it's not that simple. And here's why. Shrimp farming in Indonesia has been hugely suffer from disease, with 49% probability of getting infected, leads to 200K ton worth $1 billion. I mean, 49% probability of getting infected. This is more like gamble than a business. And it's bad for farmers, bad for investors, and especially, it's bad for customers. You know why? Where do you think that 49% infected shrimps goes? So let me tell you a little bit secret. As a farmers, we don't want to lose our money, and we hate it most. I know all of us do, but we hate it more because we have to wait 3 months to generate profit, and we have two choices when we know that our shrimp farm getting infected by disease. First, take a deep breath, throw it away, and start over. Second, harvest it and sell to the market. And which one do you think that we do? It's obvious, right? Second one. And so we think that the future of shrimp farming have to be operates in more sustainable ways and more sustainable manners, not only for financial benefit, but also for providing a healthy production food. So our solution is to develop indoor shrimp farming based on RAS technology, that stands for Recirculating Aquaculture System, that can create sustainable, scalable, and most importantly, nearly free from disease. So to put it simple, let's think about growing fish in aquarium. I know a lot of you have done this before, but try to growing fish without using a filter. You need to change the water every couple of days, and if by any chance you forget to change the water just one day, your feed will become ammonia and intoxicate the fish, and after several days, bye-bye. May your fish rest in peace. And that's traditional shrimp farming. So here's our farm in Sawangan, Depok. In short period of time and such limited of resources, now we can produce shrimp near to the city, reducing 300% water consumed, and most importantly, free from disease. So I'd like to show you why our method is better than the past method. First of all, FCR stands for food conversion ratio, so we can reduce around 30% of food conversion ratio more efficient. And the second one, we can reduce land usage around 300%. In terms of health, our shrimp production do not require antibiotics. And our facility can be located near to the market, leads to reducing transportation costs. Shorter time from farm to the table means that you got much fresher shrimp, food waste is reduced, and shelf life is extended. And second one is data. Having complete control of all the parameters allow us to accumulate massive amount of data. utilizing big data analytic tools that provide us with best operational insight, including the parameters that give us best production result. So as you can see, we improving every cycle. And lastly, third critical point is financial feasibility. In fact, if we want to create 1 hectare area shrimp facility, indoor shrimp facility, we can expect that an IRR over 30%. So far, we've been selling to online merchant, but with enough of resources and capacity, we can provide to processing manufacturers and direct to the restaurant to increase the margin, of course. We have met with several potential buyers that request our product more than 100 tons a month. So we're benchmarking 2 successful startups. First, Aquamouth, and second is Planty. Each already evaluate around $1 billion. And so far, we've been producing 1.2 per month that generate 7K per month. So our strategy to scale the business is with partnership business model that builds and operates in our farm. So the investor will choose how many pond they want to build, and we will operate and develop for them. Then we take 30% in profit from them. With this approach, we aim to capture 300 million global shrimp market in the next 6 years. And here's our farm in Sawangan, Depok. And so we're looking for $300,000 of investment to work on initial setup. So we will build a show unit, one show unit, then the other unit we will sell to the other investors. To build on 1 hectare indoor shrimp farming in Bekasi Tarakan that can produce 200 ton capacity that value worth of $1 million. And lastly, I understand that sustaining aquaculture to become, helping aquaculture to become sustainable is not an easy task, but in Alga we believe with a big challenge come a great opportunity, especially in Indonesia, especially in a 300 million global market of aquacultures, consists of 581 different species. And I like to quote Dr. Patrick Dixon, the famous futurist that helped more than 400 global companies, and he said, the key to understanding the future is one word: sustainability. Thank you, and join us sustaining aquaculture.
Yeah, thank you. Question from judges, please. From Mr. Raju Monosami, do you have any question? Yeah, from Mr. Wesley Harjono and also Mrs. Anesta Pramana. Do you have any questions for the Alga Aquatech?
Yeah, can you explain, I'm a little bit confused. Are you guys trying to build ponds for yourself, or, let's say if I want to have my own pond, so do I partner with you guys, and then I will invest 37,000 US for those? And how does it work?
Okay, so the investment that we're looking for is for initial setup. So we will build a facility in 1 hectare area and a show unit. Then we will sell another pond in our website and to another investors. If you want to build a pond, that means that you're not investing in our company. You become our partners. Do you get it? The model is like we're selling an apartment or property.
Okay, so you have two models where we invest in the pond that is operated by you, or if I have an extra idle land, then you can sort of like partners with us and then transfer of the technology to us to operate the pond. Is that, and then there's a revenue sharing or some sort?
Yeah, correct.
I see. And you said something about guarantee. Are you guaranteeing that there will be no disease?
Okay, so
that is the biggest risk, right?
Sorry?
Yeah, the biggest risk in stream industry is the disease. So you guarantee 100% with your technology there will be no risk at all, no disease.
Okay, so right now I can say nearly free. Why? Because we still need the larva, like baby shrimp, a larva. We still need the larva from the other suppliers. So if we want to completely free from disease, the larva, we need to produce the larva from inside the facility. So we're limiting risk of the disease getting from the outside of environment. Because we still need we still buy the larva from other supplier. So there is a bit risk still.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Ibu Anestia Pramana, do you want to?
Thanks. Maybe just a quick question. Is the size of the new facility that you are trying to build with the new investment similar to the size of your current facility, or is it bigger?
It's different. Right now, our current facility in Sawangan, it's just 250 meters. What we want to build in 1 hectare area, so we can create, like a unit of economics. Because with a larger facility, we can reduce the cost of the feed and so the others.
And so, how do we know that the efficiency and the risk of the shrimps catching the disease is the same as in your research in your current facility?
Yeah, we're first we benchmark the other startups in Israel that called Aquamorph and other business in, let's say, Aqua Bounty in Norwegia. First is benchmark. Second, we're calculating with our current data, because in our facility with limited of resource, we can so far is zero disease. We predict that if we build a better facility, we can have a better income output.
Thanks.
Okay. No more question from judges? Yeah, okay. Mr. Raju Munusawi, please.
Okay, I still have time, right? Okay. Thank you for your presentation. Indeed, you described the problems very well. Although I'm not sure whether the world will end because there's not enough shrimp. But there's definitely a problem, and you're trying to offer a solution. The part that I didn't get is, do you own an IP or anything in this, or is this like anyone can just come and replicate the process?
Okay, actually everyone can make it, but right now our partners have the IP for biofilter. Biofilters is the things that you should have if you want to build that technology.
Okay, so it's the filter. You are not adding anything to it, yeah?
No, for the building, for the manufacturers, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the time is up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's okay.
Okay, thank you very much,
Thank you so
Mr.
much.
Raju, and also all the judges. And also thank you for Alga Aquatech for the presentations and also for Q&A sessions. Okay, now we're gonna move to the next startup, the third startup. I would like to call Crop Hero. Please come on stage. Yeah. You have 10 minutes for presentation and also 10 minutes for presentation and also 5 minutes for Q&A, please.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dewi, and thank you for the opportunity. It's an honor for us to be here presenting our startup named Crop Hero, a smart farming assistant. Everyone should have a dream. And I myself dreamed to be an entrepreneur since I was young. And I believe that as long as humans need food, we will, and F&B business won't ever die. And I took food science and technology in Bogor Agricultural University. At that time, I learned about SDGs, and believe me that our earth is dying. In 2050, more than 50% increase in food demand. And because we have 3 billion more mouths to be fed, and climate change is getting worse over time, and then it will lead to food crisis. And when we are good, and I asked myself that what can I do if I don't have a supply? So I learned about the food chain, and when we go to the market, we know a lot of problem here, from old farmer that much greater than young farmer, and then social stigma, and then conventional that tend to be inefficient, so that and then we decide that we will innovate the technology for sustainable agriculture. And then the solution is indoor farming, is IoT system for greenhouse and plant factory, and then smart irrigation and weather forecasting for outdoor farming. And we were a student back then, and then because of other founders also in mechanical and biosystem engineering, so we create a monitoring and control product that integrate with our IoT system. And then please play the video. So we also know this is the control and our monitoring product. We also know that outdoor farming is greater than indoor farming. And the problem there is water shortage. So we reached them out by introducing smart irrigation first. And then these are the product portfolios. And then our unique selling product is we have user-oriented design, and then IoT scalable IoT infrastructure, and then we have data availability, data integrity, flexible hardware, and small bandwidth so that it can be used even in a low internet area. And then these are our partners in growth. And this is our traction where we already implemented in 19 greenhouses and 23.5 hectares of outdoor farming. And these are the result of the implementation when we implement in Red Ginger Farm, where we can reduce the operational cost greatly by saving water usage, more than 50%, manpower 40%, and mortality rate reduced until 15%. And these are our potential market when we aim for 500,000 farmers that already familiar with internet. And then we have our value proposition, which is one we have for sustainable agriculture ecosystem. And after we implement across Indonesia, the agri-big data will be generated to support the good agriculture practice, to identify and determine the most suitable commodity to be planted on certain area. And then our product and system is already proven. So the hardware itself is more than one year for the product, and then we are aiming to have for the next year we will go to the next stage, which is we will make the crop hero into public, where the user can forecast. So we have with the forecasting, and then calculator farming, and then modeling for fertilize without install the sensors. And then after that, we will integrate the funders, suppliers, and market, and then the logistic itself, and post-harvest services. And then this is the funding that we need. It's 40% for marketing, because we will have a service of leasing monitoring product, and a sprinkle portable for irrigation, so that farmers can lease it first, and then they will feel the benefit of the technology without worry the price. And then this is the core team that have a strong agriculture background. So innovation in agriculture are the best way against hunger and poverty, and they have made life better for billions of people. So I'm from Crop Hero, smart farming science assistant.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now is the Q&A session. Judges, do you have any question? Yeah, please.
Thank you for presenting to us. This is again a sector where a lot of help is needed. And in the opening, you did mention about water.
Yes.
As being one of the saving water as one of the objectives. My question to you is, why not drip technology? Can you do this and combine it with drip technology instead of a spray?
Yes, actually, I always already said that we have IoT, scalable IoT infrastructure, so the farmer can customize what the technology that they would like to have. Either it is sprinkle or drip, and then we will also act as a consultant, which one is the most suitable with the commodity, because not all the plants can use sprinkle and then drip in efficient way.
Okay, so this can also deliver pesticide, herbicide, everything. You can also plan this to deliver pesticide, herbicide
Yes.
along in the liquid form.
Yes,
Okay.
so it's not only irrigation but as well as fertigation.
Okay, so what's your business model? How do you make money in this?
Okay, so at first we need to validate the hardware first, and it's already proven now. And then
No. Do you sell the unit?
Yes.
Or do you charge monthly fees?
Yes.
How do you make money?
For now, it's still direct selling, but next year we are planning on leasing the product as well as make the application become public, so they can have climate forecasting, and then they will be given an early warning, like it needs to be irrigated and so on, without sensor. And then so for this way we are using climate forecasting first, and then after they can have a subscription fee around 10,000 each month.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Last question from me is, why do you want to wait till 2024 to get the ecosystem together?
Okay. Okay, so until now, the hardware is already proven, right? And then for the next year, we will make the habit first, because not all the farmers already familiar with technology. That's why we come with a public application first that has a low price, and then also use the investment money for the leasing hardware, so they can pay it monthly. And then after they have really understand the use of technology that can ease the farming activity, so they because it can increase the productivity as well, so they can have a better revenue stream, and then they are eligible or be able to buy the product itself, like that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Raju. Next, for other judges. Any other question? Please.
Yes, I have one. Would you share a bit more about what's going to be the marketing effort for this product, and how do you think you're going to persuade farmers to use this method? Thanks.
Okay, so as I said before, because there is a reluctancy to add technology, either it is the cost, or maybe they just think that the conventional it's already benefit from them. So that's why we came forward with the application that public, so they doesn't need to install the sensor first. So by paying monthly, and then give a recommendation in fertigation and irrigation, so they will feel the benefit. And then we also have a trial. So we have a trial for the hardware for 1 month or 1 cycles of world cycles in planting. So it will make them feel the benefit by themselves, like that. Because if we just persuade them by word, it doesn't gonna work. And we already did that in this year, and that's why we come up with that idea. Because farmers really have social stigma, right? And then it's quite hard to release it in an instant.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, judges, and thank you very much to Crop Hero. Your time is up. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Now we're going to move to the next startup, the fourth. Yeah. Please come on stage, Culture Academy.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rachel Patricia, and I am the COO and co-founder of Culture Academy Indonesia. So a little backstory of why we are here. There was a man named Hadi, and he is a weaver. And he has been in business for 10 years. However, as a small business, of course, we would like to expand our business, right? There's also a middleman in business that is big companies and big labels, of course. So that is where Hadi supplies the middleman. However, what is so sad and unfortunate for Hadi is that he is unable to take the full benefit as a small business. Our problem. We see that 65.9% of products of SMEs from Indonesia does not meet the international standards. And this also means that Indonesia is unable to export many of our great potentials in product, and we also do not have the market access for our great potential products. Our solution. Culture Academy is here as an edutech app providing the one-stop solution to the improving of your skills and also the improvements to many of your SMEs, as we also facilitate you in the world of export. Our goals and big vision. Firstly, we would like to, as I said before, we are here to improve the quality of the products of SMEs, as we also help Indonesia to boost economy. As we all know, SMEs are the stem of the economy in Indonesia. Not only that, we are here to help you collaborate and give you the community to help you grow together as SMEs, of course. We would like to have links, we would like to have many people together, so we are here to help you grow and provide you all these things. Our product features, starting from our video tutorials, of course, from our qualified mentors, as we also followed by live classes happening 4 times a month. This will be the task and modules explained by these mentors to the SMEs, of course. As then we lead on to the one-on-one mentoring. These mentoring sessions are like the consultation sessions that every SMEs can talk to their mentors, as every SMEs are different, of course. And we can see that these mentoring sessions will help the SMEs to tell the story, and these mentors will be able to help them directly and privately. Not only that, we also have the access market. These market access are where we connect the SMEs to our buyers. So we link these buyers to the companies all around the world. Our market size is at 65 million Indonesian rupiah. As we know that over 18 million are the SMEs that are moving in creative products. They are doing creative products, and our target is about half of them, as we see that is 9.2 millions. Our competition. Let us view this like a Venn diagram. So we see we are right now competing with Go UKM ID, Sahabat UMKM, as well as Bisa Export. However, ladies and gentlemen, the only SMEs that can cover the EduTech SMEs, providing you the certification and the ability and chance, opportunity to export your product is only Culture Academy. And that is another reason why you should choose Culture Academy. Our business module, we are right now at 60-40, and that is 60% for our sharing to our mentors and 40% for the improvements of our platform. And we see that we are at 5% profit margin aggregator. However, we also have 3 types of classes. First is our Create class, second is our Accelerate, and third is our Scale Up class. This 5% is only available for the first class, being the Create class and the Accelerate, because when we reach to the top class, to the highest class, that is being the Scale Up class, you only get 2% of the profit margin aggregator. Our attractions and achievement. Right now we are at 300 million Indonesian rupiah, as we have covered over 1,500 of total users. That is how many people that have joined Culture Academy. And as you see, 733 SMEs, and of course, still counting. These are the SMEs who have successfully exported their product through Culture Academy. And we see that we have China, Korea, Japan, Australia, Saudi Arabia, and United Arab Emirates, and we have successfully exported to those countries. And we also see that we have covered over 46 villages, and of course still counting, as we have a monthly distribution of income at the number of 1.1 billion Indonesia rupiah right now. We also have collaborated with these partners, as you can see, one of it being Genio, Asia's Logistic, and that is how we export our products. We also see that we have Backup and Connect World. As I said before, we have mentors. And how are these mentors qualified? We have collaborated with Kemenparekraf, that is the Creative Ministry of Cultures in Indonesia. Our financials. This year we have started up, in our first quarter, we have opened up with 663 million Indonesian rupiah. And as you see, the graph has improved until the closing of this year, that being the fourth quarter, at 919 million. Moving on to our users, we started out with 375 people, 375 SMEs in the first quarter. And as we can see, closing up with 1,573. That is almost 4 times as much as the first quarter. We also have a seed round fundraising of 1.7 billion Indonesian rupiah, as we allocate this fund, half of them, 50% for our promotion, 30% for our production, and 20% for our operation. Our plan for this year's fundraising for the upcoming year is that we would like to focus on the marketing development next year on the first quarter, followed by expansion all across Java in the second quarter, leading to the third quarter of expansion in other SMEs, not only arts and craft, but also as we reach into food and herbal medications, leading to the monopolizing of market in the whole Java. Our long-range plan for the first 4 years, the upcoming 4 years, is that fundraising round in Series A in the first year. Second round, we would be expanding our exports to Europe. Third is our Series B fundraising in round, and leading to the fourth year of expanding our exports to the United States. Our team consists of very well and bright people, including myself as a CEO and co-founder, and we have Hendrian Shah as our CEO and founder. Also our Chief Marketing Officer, Stephen Adi. And we are not only that, we are also advised by 2 amazing advisors. Pia Bruce as the co-founder of Angels of Impact, and also Maral Dipo Diputro as the CEO and founder of Temu. Together we have the same vision, and that is to create a community for these SMEs and help Indonesia improve the economy and boosting the economy, as we are also, as all of us are Indonesians, we are the next generation of Indonesia. So we can read together that these are some of the testimonials, only 3 testimonials of people people and SMEs who have joined Culture Academy. And what you read here you are reading success, you are reading insights, you are reading developments. These are the real testimonies of people who had joined Culture Academy. And as I reach to the end of my presentation, I would like to thank you so much for all the judges here and all ladies and gentlemen for being here. I would like to also invite my CEO, Henry Ansha. And once again, we are Culture Academy, building the nations through art. Thank you.
Thank you, Culture Academy. Do you want to add something?
No, it's okay. That's
Okay.
fine. Thank you.
Okay, so now the time for judges to ask questions, please. From Zoom, do you have any questions, judges? Okay, Mr. Raju, please, Pak.
Okay. Thank you for your presentation. It was very enthusiastic. I saw your financial numbers. Of course, it's very short term right now. But while your subscribers increased 2.5 times, your revenue increased 50%. Is that a long-term trend? Do you sacrifice revenue for the sake of subscribers? It's because of, the model of valuation in this market is always number of subscribers, not revenue. Why? What happened in that? That's one. And also a follow-up question on that is your focus area. Are you trying to solve all SMEs, or you're going to focus on certain sectors? Maybe that 2 questions first.
All right, thank you. So answering from the first part of the question, we know that we have expanded. The numbers of our members right now had double up, even over triple up. We don't only want to take it for our, not only from for the sake of our subscribers, because of course we are expanding, right? But as we are, we first developed in 2019, so this is probably only the 2nd or 3rd year for us. So our the written long-range plan was still in like the 4 years ahead. So that is why we still wrote that. And following to the second question, we were first cultures and art, like handicrafts, because as you know, in Indonesia, we have lots of cultures that creates handicrafts. However, we see that these amazing, tremendously great products, unfortunately, are unable to be qualified to go into exports. So we figured, how can we make Indonesia a better place with a better economy? So I feel that if we are able to help these SMEs improve their products, improve the quality of the products through our EduTech app, we can help them export. And not only that, we don't only leave you on after you have a good product, we also help you link you to the buyers outside Indonesia. So I hope that answers your question.
I really didn't get the sense. So you're saying that you're going to focus on everything?
Sorry?
Actually, we focus on the 2021. We focus the craft and
only craft for now.
In the 2022, we have to expansion to food and herbal, because I'm to talking with people with SMEs Indonesia with food and herbal. We can to export to the US to monthly revenue achieve that 1.1 billion rupiah.
Okay. My final question is, you mentioned that you're going to enlarge geographies coverage to Europe and then to US.
Yes.
Now, a more natural thinking probably is penetrate the market where you are in. That's probably easier because right now it's very small compared to what the market potential in China and the market that you described. So why go all the way to Europe and US? Why not try to capture more?
Okay. So actually, we have to angel investor to RM Synergy. RM Synergy is angel investor startup me. To expand to export, we have to connection to export to US and the Europe actually.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Raju, and any other questions from judges from Zoom?
No question from me. Thanks.
No more questions? Okay, thank you very much, judges.
Thank you so
and
much,
also
everyone.
thank you very much for Culture Academy. Okay, that was our last startup for the morning pitching session. Now is the lunch break until 12:30. The lunch is already served at the foyer. Now we'd like to invite everyone to enjoy lunch. Please have a good lunch.